It's a big story. It's one that's not been told before, so that was one of the criteria for why I signed up for it. Also, it has personal sentiments attached to it, so it was a good challenge.
For me, it was mostly because I just thought it was something that people needed to know. It was just a very exciting story as well, even just from the movie entertainment side of it. But as you get into the depths of what it's about and the fact that these are real characters, you can look around and see them and look them up and go to these places that we're talking about. And
not only is it sentimental and historical and it's a need-to-know story, we, I think, generally felt that it's a good time to tell the story because of the conditions of the state today and the youth and their disconnection from the very recent past.
It's our story, it's part of us. And if we don't tell our stories, then who's going to do it for us?
It was a joy, an absolute joy. We had great fun. No, none of us have a film background, so there was a lot of reading. Google sometimes tells you the truth, sometimes it's not applicable.
Whereas I had experience with other productions, this was very unique, very different. I think one of the things that really helped is I walked into it knowing with a sort of mindset that I actually know nothing.
So we did have to put a crew together. We got a lot of help from the local industry. We called different people. Before that, we had launched the company, so we had a few contacts. We also were very mindful that how Hollywood does it is not necessarily how it's going to work out. So we were very open-minded in terms of how are we going to structure the process, what is needed. Of course, budget was always a big thing. But the excitement of starting the project, I think, drove us more than the challenge that was ahead. So even when the pain came, it was like, oh, we can just ram through this. It's necessary pain, we'll just go through. But yes, we did establish some sort of pre-production.
Doing that from a place of humility of, I actually don't quite know. And I want to learn, but at the same time, you're able to make calls and say, no, this is not how we're going to do this. We're going to do it this way, because that's the way that's going to work. And luckily, most of the time, it actually worked out quite well.
First of all, they're not going to get it right the first time, even with the nuggets. Because
you're going to make your own mistake.
Yeah, everyone has a lesson to learn. But for me, it is prepare, make sure that everybody's on the same page.
I think it's still the same principle. You do this much preparation for a project, you'll have that much work to do when you start. If you do this much prep, you'll have that much work to do for the project.
Tell your stories. They're all important, they're all relevant. Don't look down on your story. If you do have something to share, do it in whatever way you can.
I think the best thing I can say is just do it.
Or get someone to push you to do it.
Yeah.